what was reported coming out of Antarctica, and why did certain weather apps and maps hide it? What did CERN do this time? You are now within minutes of horror, because we're going to look at this mysterious anomaly that seemed to have popped out of Antarctica that's producing 80 plus foot waves. Whatever this mysterious underwater anomaly happens to be, it is actually larger than the entire state of Texas. Now, shout out to the YouTube channel Into Thin Air, because he was the first to report on this mysterious blob. And you can actually see this mysterious blob yourself on the app known as Ventusky. It's a weather app. And there are reports that this is the only app that you can see this blob. Now, what's weird is that some people believe that this might be a glitch, but we're going to find out that that may not be the case later on in this video. Once you're on ventusky.com, you drag over near Africa. Now, this is all taking place a day after the solar eclipse. Whatever this is that popped out of Antarctica pops out around 8 p.m. on April 9th, with waves measuring around 80 plus feet. Whatever this happens to be is an absolute monster. Now, there are some people that were stating that this could actually be a kraken, a leviathan, some type of ancient mythical monster, perhaps even maybe woken up by CERN. Now, what I find weird is that there are a lot of talks about dragons. This comet was the mother of dragons. That black thing that flew over the clouds during the solar eclipse, many people were comparing it to a dragon. And now we have this massive black blob that people are saying happens to be Leviathan, who also happens to be a dragon. So I do kind of find it suspicious. There is now a lot of dragon talk, dragon this, dragon that. Some are saying that this could possibly be some kind of great ancient old one that was woken up by CERN. We do know, like I said in multiple videos, that whatever CERN had conducted on April 8th, everything ends in an awake facility. Ahead of time. They have to let us know their rituals ahead of time. Now, there will be people that will say that nothing will happen on April 8th, 9th, and the 10th. And that is true for the most part. You will not see chaos. You will not see destruction. You will not see the end of the world on April 8th, 9th, and the 10th. Many people want to compare this to Y2K or 2012 style event, because you have been conditioned to believe that the world will end on a specific date. And when specific date comes and the world doesn't end, well, now you'll believe that nothing will happen when certain dates come and go. Certain ritualistic dates come and go, because something will happen, because this is one big ritual to either bring something in or to awaken something. Just go to CERN's website and read up about it. But whatever this massive blob happens to be, it just stays there for hours until it travels up the coast of Africa. Throughout the day of April 10th, whatever this mass happens to be makes its way up north until it approaches the coast of Africa, Cape Town. Now, on April 8th, exactly on April 8th, the day of the solar eclipse, there was some very bizarre weather happening in Cape Town. Winds of 135 miles per hour. Trucks were blowing over. The waves in Cape Town were actually going in reverse. So we get this extreme weather taking place on April 8th, the same day of the solar eclipse, and we have these other rituals that are taking place the same day. The day after appears this massive anomaly that nobody can explain, other than it's just a glitch. Now, whatever this massive anomaly happens to be, it starts to travel, and once it reaches the coast of Cape Town, it just stays there. And like I said, this is the area where they are getting this extreme weather. Now, this YouTuber, Into the Thin Air, when he first reported this, he pushed the days out to the 12th, the 13th, and the 14th, and you can see that whatever this is, it starts to travel in the water, making its way up to the Atlantic. But what's odd is when you do it now, when you push those days out now, the 12th, 13th, and 14th, whatever this anomaly happens to be just disappears. Ever since this was reported by this YouTuber, and it started to make its way around the internet, including places like TikTok and Twitter, to the point that news agencies started to release articles about this massive anomaly, for whatever reason, this is no longer seen in the future dates. So why were the future dates of this object removed, but you still see it there on April 9th? It's like it just completely changed its course. It completely changed its path. Or they are now hiding whatever this happens to be. So let's go to this article that was released by the Daily Star as of today, April 12th. Giant Antarctica black hole weather anomaly spotted near Cape Town could be a UFO. Nobody is quite sure what the giant black hole weather anomaly appearing in the early hours over Cape Town, South Africa actually was, but some reckon it's otherworldly. Now, other experts have weighed in on this phenomenon, and they have stated it had appeared on satellites for just a few seconds. So it wasn't just on this site, but it also appeared on satellites, and they could not explain what they just saw. These same satellite images had shown that around 83-foot waves were spotted off the coast, which all of a sudden just disappeared for no reason, with a giant black hole appearing on the imagery instead. According to weather site Ventusky, the same weather site that I was using in this video, the hole moves towards land before suddenly fading out right before it actually touches down in Cape Town. The anomaly was posted on the Reddit with users expressing shock and confusion over it, especially considering how the site also takes the satellite data. So it's not just this site glitching, the actual satellites captured this data, and this site is reading off of those satellites. This article continues to state that to make matters more confusing, footage also emerged of the giant anomaly starting somewhere near Antarctica before making the trip to Cape Town where it disappeared. Now, like I said, going back to bugs and glitches, one person explained they use satellites with precise measuring instruments that cross-reference data for accuracy. So the data is legit so long as there is not a bug or glitch in the visualization software, which is probably pretty likely. But isn't it just so odd? Isn't it just one big quote-unquote coincidence that we have this total eclipse, CERN, firing up that day? Just a coincidence that CERN happens to be firing up that day. And I know some people will say that, well, they fired up on March 22nd. But like Taylor Swift stated, that the actual firing of CERN took place April 8th.
Collisions for data taking. So we have already been doing test collisions, but it's the regular running that starts on April the 8th. It just happens to coincide with an astronomical event. So the timing is a pure coincidence.
Anything before then was just a test phase, where we get this massive anomaly on satellite footage where Cape Town is dealing with this extreme weather. Isn't that such a quote-unquote coincidence? Now, there are some people suggesting that this was underwater seismic activity, while others claim that it was some kind of mobile UFO. Now, get this, Ventusky themselves came out on Twitter and gave a statement stating, despite numerous reports of UFOs or Atlanteans launching from the ocean, yesterday's image of giant waves near Africa was due to a model error. And they stated that fortunately their provider has already resolved the issue and the forecast is fine. But people are not buying this statement, making replies like, serious question, are you able to provide past examples of similar errors and anomalies? Another person stated, are you able to confirm that proper effort to identify and explain the technicalities of this error being made? So what was Ventusky's response as to this error? What was the error? Well, their response was, the model receives huge amount of data from ships and buoys throughout the ocean. As you can see, problems can occur in such a large database. However, it may take time to determine the exact cause of this error. So basically, they fixed the error, but they don't know what caused the error. Make that make sense. So what it sounds like is they successfully removed the glitch or bug off the screen, the supposed glitch or bug off the screen, but they don't know what caused the glitch or bug that happened in the first place. So like I said, they were able to successfully remove it from appearing on future dates, but it still appears there on April 9th. But yes, this could all be just one big glitch. That thing caught flying across the sky, and other anomalies that were seen in the sky during the eclipse were just AI. Peter Higgs, the same Peter Higgs that's named after the God particle that CERN were desperately trying to find just happened to pass away on April 8th, the same exact day that CERN had officially launched their most powerful particle accelerator. Now, I know some people want to say, well, he's 94, that's what old people do. Old people and death go hand in hand. But what are the odds that an old person would pass away on the same date that has relevancy to them? It would be like, how many old people do you know actually pass away on their birthday? But what are the odds? Yes, he's old. But what are the odds that this man would happen to pass away on the date where the company he's connected to in such a big way are firing up on that exact same day? What's funny is I stated that April 8th was a big ritual for CERN, for NASA. I called this and I stated people would start seeing things. They would start seeing entities. They would start bringing these entities over. I even stated that they're possibly bringing over their king demon. 23. CERN will initiate their Large Hadron Collider on April 8th, but everything will end in something known as an awake facility on April 22nd. Here's where everything ties together and why they're trying to usher in this king demon, this antichrist, this demonic messiah. Now, like I said, everything ends with CERN on April 22nd at a awake facility. Well, what is happening on April 22nd? Well, April 22nd is the beginning of Passover, and it will last until April 30th of 2024. Many believe that this will be the date that the red heifer will be sacrificed in Israel. Now, it will be sacrificed soon because the altar has already been built, and that they're waiting for Passover in order to sacrifice this red heifer. And again, the reason why this ceremony will take place, and my videos where I accurately predicted all of this, they all got caught up in this whole, well, you said the world was going to end, the world was going to come to the end, when I never made such statements. I stated that this was all just one big ritual to bring these entities over. Now, again, we don't know exactly what this is yet, but I stated we're going to start seeing people stating they are seeing very weird things they can't describe. As we progress into 2024, 2025, things are just going to get even more bizarre. But with that being said, I do want to hear from you. What do you happen to believe that this is? Do you believe it's a UFO, an earthquake, Leviathan, a dragon, or something else altogether, or perhaps even if it's a glitch? But like I said, please do comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.